Have you ever forced yourself to study for hours, surrounded by books and stress, only to find that everything you learned vanishes the next morning? That used to be me. I'd grind for 6 hours straight, no breaks, convinced that more time meant better grades. But when my test scores kept dropping, I started to feel like a failure. I looked at the top students and noticed something strange. They weren't the ones buried in books all day. They didn't study more, they studied smarter. I remember feeling so defeated. I was working harder than anyone, but my results were getting worse. My confidence was gone. I felt invisible in class and started to believe I just wasn't smart enough. The feeling of trying your absolute best and still falling behind is crushing. Just when I was about to give up, I decided to do one last thing: figure out what those successful students were actually doing. That single decision changed everything. I discovered they weren't superhuman. They just had a system. So I threw out my old routine of long, draining study marathons. Instead, I adopted the Pomodoro technique. It's simple: 25 minutes of intense, focused work, followed by a 5-minute break. I'd complete 4 of these cycles, which added up to 2 hours of incredibly productive learning. These short sprints allowed my brain to actually absorb information without burning out. I also started studying when my mind was at its sharpest, not just when I felt I should be studying. The result? I learned more in those 2 hours than I ever did in 6. But changing my time management was only the first step. I had to fix how I memorize things. Before, I would just reread my textbook and rewrite my notes over and over. It was passive and completely ineffective. Then I discovered active recall. After studying a topic, I'd close my book and try to explain the concept out loud, from memory. This forced my brain to actively retrieve the information instead of just recognizing it. It was hard at first, but it was a game changer. To lock that knowledge in for good, I paired active recall with spaced repetition. I'd review new material on day 1, then again on day 3, and once more on day 7. This simple schedule signals to your brain that this information is important and needs to be moved into long-term memory. Within weeks, even my weakest subjects started to improve. My quiz scores shot up, and for the first time in a long time, I felt my confidence returning. Next, I had to face my biggest enemy: distractions. I used to think I could study with music on, my phone buzzing next to me, and a few YouTube tabs open. I was wrong. Multitasking is a myth. It's really just task switching, and it destroys your focus. So, I created a full focus zone. My phone went on airplane mode and was placed out of sight. My desk was cleared of everything except what I needed for that one task. The silence felt strange at first, but it quickly became my superpower. I learned that 1 hour of true, uninterrupted concentration is worth more than 3 hours of scattered, distracted effort. Focus isn't a talent you're born with. It's a choice you make. I also added one simple habit that brought all my efforts together: a 20-minute weekly review. Every Sunday, I'd go over everything I learned that week. I'd look at my notes, quiz myself with flashcards, and analyze any mistakes I made on assignments. Then, I'd rewrite the key ideas in my own words to make sure I truly understood them. This weekly reinforcement built a rock-solid foundation of knowledge. When exam season came around, I didn't need to cram. I was already prepared, which dramatically reduced my stress and kept my performance consistent. I also realized that academic success isn't just about study techniques. It's about your lifestyle. I used to stay up late, eat junk food, and scroll on my phone for hours. My brain was constantly tired and foggy, so I made a change. I started prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I put my phone away an hour before bed. I drank more water and went for short walks when I felt my brain getting tired. These small acts of self-care had a massive impact on my memory and focus. A healthy brain is a high-performing brain. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's a fundamental part of achieving your goals. The final piece of the puzzle was a powerful 10-minute technique called the Feynman technique, or what I call Teachback. After each study session, I would pretend I was a teacher and explain the lesson out loud to an empty room. This forced my brain to organize the information logically and connect the dots. If I struggled to explain a part clearly, I knew exactly what I needed to go back and review. This simple habit made every assignment, test, and project feel so much easier, because I wasn't just memorizing facts, I was truly understanding them. Once I combined all these strategies into a complete 2-hour study system, my life transformed. I went from a failing student to getting A's in every single subject. School was no longer a source of dread. It became a place where I felt capable and confident. And the best part? By studying more efficiently, I actually had more free time for my hobbies, friends, and just relaxing. I finally understood that I wasn't stupid. I just needed the right strategy. If you're feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or starting to doubt yourself, please hear this. You don't have to burn yourself out to succeed. The solution isn't to work harder, it's to work smarter. You can start today. Pick just one technique from this video and try it. Smart studying is about finding what works and being consistent. Once you shift your approach, I promise you, your confidence and your grades will follow. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more tips on how to learn better and live a more balanced life. Let me know in the comments which strategy you're going to try first. See you in the next one.